I'm sent back and forth to see what time you want to do dinner.
I mean, I'm hungry.
Me too.
John really wants to do a formal dinner with my family every week, kind of like how the Downton Abbey family does it. John and I both had a tough upbringing. John more so than me. John lived in his car, completely had no money. So as we both have become more accomplished, we enjoy the finer things in life.
By my watch, it's dinner time.
Okay, well then why don't everyone get into their nice, you need to put makeup on, by the way, and do your hair.
Me? Who, me?
No, actually, you look nice, Bryan.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, John, are you still back here?
Yep. You need me to tie your tie?
Josie, you're gonna be okay, baby? Is it okay?
Should I tuck my pant legs into my socks?
No.
Isn't this so fun?
Oh, look how nice you get. Oh, wait, you guys are all wearing shoes.
Wait, why aren't you guys wearing shoes?
Well, we thought...
We thought no shoes.
I know, but
I text you. I asked you, do we wear shoes?
Yeah, no shoes in the house, but you don't show up to a formal dinner shoeless.
Well, I just didn't know.
This table looks so beautiful.
It does.
So nice.
I think it's so nice to dress up for each other.
It is fun.
It is fun.
Oh, nice.
It's a pure
Don't think I'm not ready for that.
Trim. Oh. Love, we don't need to do that right now.
I do. It's wine out. You gotta get it on. You gotta get it on immediately. You gotta get it on immediately.
Love, should you do a toast before we sip?
I feel like we should.
Before we do, these are the house rules. It's very simple.
Yeah, John, you need to give him the ground rules.
Well, hello, New York.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yes.
It's an exciting one. How are you guys doing today? How's your day?
So good.
Really good. It's been a long day, but a fun day.
Yeah, super
great.
busy.
New York always has great energy, so you're always like hyper.
Yes.
You never want to
Stay busy
sleep.
in New York,
Very.
absolutely, absolutely. And so, I mean, I want to talk all about WWE, your careers. But I think after watching that clip, we have to talk a little bit. I mean, did you ever imagine this was going to be your life? Sort of the big family doing the dinner, having your own series premiere on E.
Oh my gosh, no. It's honestly so surreal when we see stuff like that. And it's, I mean, a dream come true. I guess we don't mind like putting our lives out there and being an open book.
At all, which you could tell. Sometimes I'm
Yeah.
like, we might need filters, but
No, we don't need
whatever.
filters.
And I think too, because we are twins and growing up, Nikki and I, we would lip sync to the Spice Girls together when my parents would have these boxing match parties, and we would play soccer together, and then we became WWE superstars together, and then to have a reality show, it's been incredible that our whole journey has always been together.
We're always
so lucky. We're
together.
blessed.
So lucky.
I mean, do you guys? I mean, it seems like you watch the WWE interviews, that sort of thing, and this is the relationship you guys have all the time. I mean, people watching this for the first time, I mean, this is your life. So, I mean, do you guys ever get, sick of each other? Does that ever happen?
Oh, yeah.
For like 2 minutes, and then we get over it, and then you miss me. Literally, the days were not like yesterday. I'm at SmackDown Live. So I had a 2-segment tag match I had to prep for. I had a lot of stuff I needed to do. How many times did you call me yesterday?
Okay, I was traveling yesterday, so what do you do at an airport?
And then, because I wasn't picking up her phone calls, I had like 10 text messages from her, and I was like,
There was a lot of things I needed to get off my
I just texted you
mind.
that I was going live in a match, and I'd text you back when I came back. So she misses me a lot. I think it's just being identical twins. Like, we came into this world together, and there are moments, of course, I think, with any sibling or significant other, you get that moment where you get sick of them, but then you're like, okay, hurry back now. I'm not sick of you anymore. And she and I, we're like that. We actually work very well together. I mean, we were a tag team for 10 years, and just now being in the reality business together, it's fun. We like it a lot.
Yeah, and I will say about this show, I mean, I don't watch a lot of reality television, but I love that everybody in this show has like their own careers. both of your significant others, you guys yourselves, the people involved in your family, there's actually a career behind that. So this is like the life in between those scenes. And for your fans, it's like an unprecedented view into your life. Right. So what was it like getting everybody on board? I mean, when you're first talking about this show, was everybody super excited about it, or did it take a little bit of a conversation before to lay some ground rules?
Well, it was actually really shocking because Nicole and I were kind of scared to ask Bryan and John, like, hey, we have a spinoff, so now we're going to do this and Total Divas. But actually, they were so for it. And I think what John and Bryan really appreciated about Total Bellas and filming was you get so much from their perspective, which we don't get in Total Divas, and then bringing our family on board. Everyone knows Johnny Ace from WWE, if you're a WWE fan, and the fact that he's married to my mother, he's my stepdad.
That's so weird.
But to see more of Mama Bella, who everyone loved on Total Divas, and see her, engaged and gonna get married, and then our brother, who people love too. But John and Bryan were so excited because they're like, finally we sit in the interview chair and they get to hear our point of view.
Yeah. Which that's what makes Total Bellas so awesome. And it like Brie said, at first with our family when we were like, hey, are you guys okay with this? Because they did a little bit on Total Divas, but now they have to put everything out there. And it was definitely a lot of conversations, but we were definitely very excited that they said
and
yes.
We're good at
and they were on board.
Right?
Majorly.
And I mean, I have to say that, when you first agreed to do this show, I can't imagine you knew what kind of year you guys were in for. I mean, obviously it was a very trying year for everybody. I mean, with the injuries, with the stuff going on in people's careers respectively. I mean, were you a little unnerved that this was all going out, or were you sort of like, let's, turn into the skid and just show it all and sort of show people how we can heal and how we can beat this and all that,
Well, I know definitely from Bryan and myself's perspective, it's hard. It's hard to relive the moments. We had no idea that Bryan would have to retire, and the cameras caught all that. And it was a point where, like, do we just go? Like, do we stop the project and we just go back to Phoenix? And Bryan wanted to power through it. But, in the 6 episodes, you really see someone trying to be so strong and decline as the series goes on. But I think the great thing is so many people will connect with Bryan because we've all had dreams taken away when you don't realize it. The rug just gets swept right underneath you. And I think we've all been in a position where you think you're going up and you're going one way, and all of a sudden it goes crashing down. And it was hard as a wife to see that, especially because I had 2 months left at WWE. And I was trying so hard to enjoy the ending, but it was hard for me because of what he was going through. And I didn't really want to retire. It's kind of bittersweet for me because we want to be parents, and I can't take back bumps and have a baby bump, unfortunately. I wish there's a superpower
probably not
for it.
recommended. I'm
right.
sure they wouldn't be about
so
that.
it was wild, and it's going to be hard for us to watch, but I think, now people see Bryan as the GM of SmackDown, so there's a happy ending. But you're definitely going to go on one wild ride with him on Total Bellas.
Yeah, catching, Bryan's retirement and then me getting neck surgery, which is what brought our whole family together. But I have to say it was a very interesting experience that I'm in the hospital and like having cameras in my face, and then they start to give me medicine, then I'm going out and there's still cameras in my face, and I come out of surgery, the cameras are still there in my face.
She said some crazy stuff that I was like, yes, the cameras caught it.
They would have never believed
Even though
you.
I don't think, I don't even know if it airs or not, but I was like, she was saying wild things, and I'm like,
I
this is
invited
awesome.
the nurse on a double date with John and I. And I told people about my workout goals that I really wanted to do, and cellulite I wanted to get rid of off my legs. And I was like a full open book. But it actually was really cute is John said he fell in love with me even more because he was like, she's so sweet. And I was like, yes, got him. But finally I'll get that ring. Just kidding. Well, actually, no, I might.
We're still praying.
But so it's like Brie said, this season, it's extremely compelling. There are a lot of fun moments, but there are also a lot of very deep moments. And I think, with Bryan and what I've seen, it's crazy because from my perspective, when you're living in that moment, I wasn't knowing fully what was happening with Bryan. So I was very protective of my sister because I just thought he wasn't supporting her on her last few months of retirement. And Bryan and I got in a massive fight, and it's going to be so hard for me to relive. It was like
It's very uncomfortable.
He cussed at me. And Bryan does not ever say a cuss word, but I drove him that angry.
Which she does that to people.
And you do it to people as well. Thank you.
Only you.
Okay, we both do it to each other. We hit below the belt. It's such a bad thing, but we have to go to therapy for it. I'm just kidding. But so catching that moment and me recovering from neck surgery and just hoping to get back in the ring. And then John also in the 6 episodes is recovering as well from a shoulder injury. And so it's crazy that under one roof, all this stuff happens. It happens in 6 episodes, but it's definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
And I understand now why holidays are one day. You spend one day with your family under one roof.
Yes.
Not 4 to 5 weeks.
Oh, yes.
And how was it seeing how everybody got along? I mean, have, Bryan and John always, John Cena and Bryan, they've had their own professional rivalry, sort of go down the WWE, pantheon. So, I mean, what was it like seeing those guys sort of relate and under one roof,
It's, Brie and Bryan and John and I, we are completely different. I mean, we live so different. So Bryan thinks we weren't recycling when John and I have a recycle bin and we were recycling just fine. And then he would look at our fish tank and he's like, oh my gosh, you have a fish tank with fish in it. And it's like, well, yeah, Dad, what else do you put in it? And it hurt his heart that we had these fish. And I was like, oh, well, don't worry. They're born into this water. They're okay. They don't know what sea life is like. And he's like, even worse. And I'm like, is it? But so you really see in Total Bellas how different Bryan and John are, even their conversations that they have.
Have different views just as much as we do, and they're more articulate and educated, so they have
don't
more
know big words.
Yeah, they have smarter conversations, but different views.
Brie and I are always like, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what? I'm gonna go back and talk to her. She gets me.
Well, you guys are doing great in this conversation. Let me just say that, first of all.
Oh,
there we go.
You haven't said anything too big of a word yet.
There we go. I'll stay away from it. But
thank
with
you.
talking about your WWE careers, obviously the retirement was a tough thing for you to have to go through. What is it like to sort of keep on in that trajectory without your sister? And I mean, how's it been watching Nikki sort of go on?
It's been sad, I'll admit. It's the first, when I came out in SummerSlam, I didn't even think about her. I thought only about myself. I was like, I'm back. But then after that, I got sad. But not having Brie now, and I just realized that there was just something very special here, especially when we went out into the live crowd and worked with the WWE Universe. But it is great because I love new challenges. So this is giving me a challenge to make it on my own without, Brie, and I'm enjoying that a lot. But I mean, she was my tag partner of 10 years. And it's weird, she helped with the nerves when we'd walk out there, and she gave me strength, and she supported me in so many ways. And I'm lucky because I still get to see Bryan and John every Tuesday. So that helps. But if they were to go away, I think I'd be like, wait, no. So.
Well, and it's crazy just now being an outsider and being a fan watching at home. I mean, I miss it so much. Every Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown I watch, I'm like, oh, I want to be in that ring, especially because I retired on the biggest night in women's history at WWE. When we finally dropped the word divas and we, are now called superstars, and where I just see the women's division going, I'm like, why is tonight my last night? This should be my first night.
I was thinking the same thing.
Timing is everything.
Babies can wait.
And I can make a comeback after my baby. You know what I mean? The real Mama Bella in the house.
Bella twins come back.
Thank you. And, but watching her, just knowing, seeing her go through the pain of breaking her neck, and then just being so many times in the doctor's office where they're like, you can't get back in that ring. We just don't know if it's possible. And then finally when she did get the news, and then seeing her rehab, I just watch now and I'm like, oh, I cringe, it hurts. But at the same time, I couldn't be more proud because I saw her overcome so much. And when she kept hearing no, 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 I knew in her mind she kept thinking yes, 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 which was to me dangerous. But I sit back and I'm so proud now. I'm really like a mom, I guess. And so it's really fun for me to watch all the women in WWE and everything they're doing. I'm just so proud of everyone.
But yeah.
I will say SmackDown's better. Not because my husband's the GM, but.
I mean, and what has been the reaction from the fans? I'm sure when you guys are out and about, people are coming up to you saying how much they miss you and how much they're looking forward to see what the rest of your career is like. I mean, I know I'm getting hit up a lot about your entrance song and about that and whatever. I mean, let me know a little bit about that. I mean, what's the fans' reaction been to all this?
The support for Brie and I is truly unreal. We like to call them our Bella Army, and I have to admit, it's a very strong army, and we have some in the house. That's right. Yes. And they're honestly the reasons why we keep going. I feel like I wouldn't have made the comeback that I had, or I would have had the strength to come back if I didn't have people like her and him back there to always like give me that support. They keep me strong, and they make me want to be back in that ring and do what I do, put my life on TV. Because when you're in a reality show, like Brie and I from day one were like, okay, look, we're gonna get judged, and we understand that, but we're not gonna let it change us. We have to know that people are gonna like us. They're not gonna like us. They're not gonna like the way we live. They're gonna love the way we live. And to Brie and I, we were like, at the end of the day, if someone could watch what we do in life and learn from a mistake we made, or know that they're not alone, that they're going through the same struggle, then to us, we feel like we win, and what we're doing is a good thing. And so for me, and I know you'll speak for yourself, it's our support system that is just made us who we are, and is the only reasons why we are anyone.
And every time they yell Brie mode, I'm like, oh, I just want to get back in the ring.
Oh my gosh, there was Brie mode this past weekend.
I know, and it's like crazy.
He's like, we want Brie mode over you, and I was like, excuse me?
Oh, I like that.
rude.
You didn't tell me that until just now.
I know, I kind of forgot.
Kind of, I'm sure. But yeah, it's incredible, our fan base. And it's the WWE universe to the E audience to just, it's surreal how global it all is, and just getting the love from everyone. Because I think sometimes people do look at us like superheroes, that we do wear the capes, but we have so many down moments where you do break down, where you feel your weakness so strong, but it's our fans that keep us strong and keep us going. And without that, I don't think I would have made it so far in WWE. So, gosh, Nicole and I are constantly...
So you're saying you're coming back?
Oh, that's what everybody...
I wish. But yeah, so if it wasn't for them, the Bella Army, we wouldn't be where we're at today.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned a little bit about this before, and I want you to speak a little bit more about, from the beginning of your guys' career to this moment, obviously women in sports have had a tremendous, a tremendous moment right now. You guys are getting more categories. You guys are getting entered into WWE in a way that you hadn't before. Possible female president. There's a lot of things going on in women's, issues all around. How's it been, that change been for you guys, throughout your career, and how's it changed for you guys?
It's been, for Brie and I, it's been historic, and it's been amazing. I think we've been at WWE for a decade, and Brie and I always had a goal to make women mean more in the WWE, and there was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but Brie and I always saw an end game with that. And so to actually see not only in the WWE, but in the world, women becoming stronger, more confident, stronger within, it's made like everything we've done, all the hard work is paid off. And it's such an honor to be a part of this. It's such a history in the making. And women empowerment to us, it's not just a trend. It's something that we want to continue to build and grow. And when I feel like there's a world where we're losing role models, we want this empowerment movement to create more and more role models. And so it's something that's very special to Brie and I, and especially with WWE. I think when Total Divas was starting to become so big mainstream, all of a sudden we were looking in our audience and we had more women and little girls than ever before. And that changes you. It changes you, and it helps when you have a decision to make. You want to make the right one because you look in your audience and you want to be a role model for them.
Right.
Yes.
And with the show continuing and everything like that, do you guys? Obviously people are going to see more as the show starts to come out. But are you guys open to doing more of this? Are you guys sort of embracing the medium? What's next for you guys?
Well, the one thing that Nikki and I really feel is that gosh, for the last decade, we have taken everyone on this ride. They have seen us to be very, green in the ring, to just growing in the ring, to becoming, as great as we...
Longest reigning Divas champion.
There you go. To, making history at WrestleMania 32, to reality. And we just want to keep taking people on our journey of life. I feel like, for myself, you guys all have seen me on Total Divas where I'm dating Bryan till he proposes, till he gets married. I only feel like it's fair enough you see us, give birth.
Yes,
A natural birth, maybe a water birth. No, I'm kidding.
Goodness me.
But
Fish
and
tank, maybe.
we've all been rooting for Nikki for how long now that her and John get married. We're all waiting for him to pop the question, but we just feel like, we want it to keep
Me
going.
too. Believe me.
Yeah, we want it to keep going, and we want to have our fans, just keep enjoying our lives and judging us and picking us apart. No, I'm kidding. Keep rooting for us.
Oh, just joining our journey.
Yeah. Is it you feel the same, Nikki?
I do. I feel exactly the same as Brie. I don't plan on closing these doors anytime soon. I want to continue this road with everyone, and as long as it keeps everyone around me healthy and happy, then I'm gonna keep doing it. The minute I see anyone affected negatively with it, then it's gone and it's over. Because at the end of the day, my family's happiness is number one. John's happiness is number one. And if that ever gets ruined, well then the curtains will be closed and no more. But as of right now, everyone's just happy and they're healthy. And it's neat because Brie and I, we have so many other business ventures that have come from all this, with Birdie Bee coming out soon. It's panty line we're coming out with that's growing into other things with feminine health. 2 Bellas are making wine. I think we killed enough vineyards that we're finally having our own. But so it's crazy just the doors it opens. And then also it brings attention right back into that WWE ring. And at the end of the day, the reason why we started reality TV, why we started Total Divas, was so the world can see a women superstar's life in and outside of the ring. And now you're getting with Total Bellas an even bigger look, VIP look into the Bella Twins' life.
So you're saying the guys weren't too hurt by the chip treatment on the Muscle and Fitness cover? You guys were right there.
Was that amazing?
That was amazing.
Actually,
I love that.
That stuff, it's cute, makes John really proud. And he had this good point. He goes, I think you and I are the only WWE couple that have ever individually been on a Muscle and Fitness cover. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think you're right, because Stephanie and Hunter were on it together. And I got super excited, and he looked at me and goes, oh, I shouldn't have told you that. I was like, yes, you should have. But he gets so excited about that stuff.
Yeah. Same with Bryan Sellers. I think he tweeted out, he's like, I'm so jacked on the cover of Muscle and Fitness, they asked me to keep my shirt on. I was like, so Bryan.
He seems like he's really acclimating to the GM lifestyle.
Oh, he loves it.
He's so good.
He's so good.
I don't know if anyone ever sees Talking Smack, but it's turned into my favorite show on the WWE Network.
It's so good.
It's just so real and good.
Even though I get
Bryan.
so nervous watching him, I'm always like, what's he gonna say? Are we gonna get in trouble? What's going on?
But that's why Total Bellas is so good. There's actually this season of Total Bellas, Bryan and I actually spent a lot of time together because she was on the road. John was always at rehab. Bryan and I were the injured ones, so we're like, hey, let's hang out. I don't know what we're gonna do besides plant trees and stuff, but okay. So we had, he wanted John and I to get more solar panels and just invited this guy over. And so I was just entertaining it, but then John walks in and is like, what's going on? And then starts asking these guys all these questions. And Bryan and I are looking at each other like we're starting to feel bad for the guy because he doesn't even know how to answer John's questions.
It's an intimidating guy to have to answer questions from, absolutely.
Yes, 100%.
And he's like, well, you know what? I don't, kind of just told the guy, I don't think you really know what you're talking about, so, we're good. Bryan and I felt bad for a week for this guy. We were like, oh my goodness. And here, I didn't even want more solar panels. I thought we had enough. But I was about to buy a bunch from this guy because I felt so bad. But it's a really funny moment with Bryan and I, and it's just, Bryan says whatever. He's so blunt. I love it.
Well, people are going to look forward to that for sure. I guess we have some questions out in the audience.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hey, Nikki and Brie. Thank you so
Hi.
much for being here. I can't tell you as a fan how it's exciting to have a WWE presence up there. You guys are some of the biggest stars in the entire world.
Oh, thank you.
It's really
That's
true.
so sweet.
Brie, this question is specifically for you. I know we've been talking about Daniel Bryan, and as a fan of professional wrestling, there's something to be said about a bearded, scrappy underdog who's able to overcome the establishment and really become one of the biggest names in the face of the industry. I know watching WrestleMania 30 was a special moment. I know people out there also feel the same way. Incredibly heartbreaking for him to step away so early from the ring. Growing up watching him in Ring of Honor and all these other promotions. I know that right now he's done in the ring. what do you see in the future for both of you going forward, possibly outside of World Wrestling Entertainment? I know a lot of people like Terry Funk and Shawn Michaels have made incredible comebacks later on in their careers. Do you ever see one more match for Daniel Bryan?
I mean, it's so hard to tell, you know, because it's all based on the doctors. But as of now, no. I mean, obviously that'd be Bryan's dream. I just don't know if it's reality. The hardest part is that, you know, they don't look anymore at how he's doing this year or next year. It's how is he going to be in the next 20 years? How is he going to be in the next 40 years? Which is the scary part. And he'll be at TV on Tuesdays and still bug Vince. But, you know, I don't know how much reality that is just because of how serious, you know, everything was with him. But you never know. Medicine is great and it keeps on getting better. So there's always chances, and I know he prays every day for it, so maybe.
Oh, thank you. Great question. It's a great question.
Hey guys.
Hi. Hey.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm actually an identical twin brother. I have an identical twin brother.
There's two of you?
Yeah, he couldn't make.
Double trouble right there.
I know. He couldn't make it, so you know I'm representing him and everything. So please explain to everybody, because we all know the twin language that you guys share.
Oh, it's major.
It's crazy. I mean,
you could just talk with your eyes.
But also what happens too is that we're so used to finishing each other's sentences that I think I expect to do that with other people, and I think I just stop talking and they're like, she didn't finish her sentence. But I think I'm just so used to having someone else. And I think people think I interrupt myself a lot, like mentally. But I'm like, oh,
you actually do interrupt yourself.
I guess maybe I do.
It's weird.
But yeah, my mom actually said, watching us grow up, like be little toddlers, she's like, you guys would communicate, but it wasn't English. But she's like, you were clearly understanding each other. She's like, it was so fascinating. So it is something I think twins only get.
Yeah.
And I can just see her across the room, and I can see certain just like, I know what kind of conversation.
Yeah, we're looking at each other.
We'll look at each other and we'll be like.
It was like a full-on conversation, and we like got it. We're like, okay, let's cool. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Okay.
I know.
So we have time for one more question right there.
How you doing, Bellas?
How you doing?
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
There's gorgeous and there's amazingly gorgeous. You girls are amazingly gorgeous.
Oh,
thank
you're
you.
so sweet. Thank you. That made her day.
Nikki, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What would you be your dream match? If you had a dream match, who would it be with?
Currently? Well, it would be against Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And I think it would be good on a platform like WrestleMania, 3-4 seg match. Why not, right? If it's my dream, maybe have no DQs or street fight. But I definitely would love, I love Becky Lynch. I think she's an amazing WWE superstar. But I'm not going to lie. Yes, I'm a very good girl right now, but I still have my eye on the prize. That's never going to change. So I would love to face her for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
And Brie, it says that you're semi-retired. So where's the other semi coming?
Oh, yeah.
like
Sneaky,
that,
sneaky.
Right? But if I, after I have a baby, make my comeback after my first child, I would love...
Lita and Trish,
yes,
you and me?
I would like the Bella twins to get back together in the ring, and I would love to take on Lita and Trish. I think Team Besties versus Team Bella would be so insane. So that would be really fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, look for more matches like that on WWE, guys. And make sure you turn into Total Bellas October 5th on E! Network. There we go, guys.
8
Thanks so much for
p.m.
coming.
Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you.